2.5 years ago, I made this painting. It's not very good, but at the time, I was a little bit less skilled than I am currently, and I thought, you know what, let's redo it, or let's continue with it rather, because I thought it is not finished, so let's finish it. And at first you can see me. This is the new part, by the way. The really old CS4 footage was the original footage of the painting. So at first I started with adding some more atmospheric fog, and then I thought, yeah, it's probably okay if I just design or detail everything a little bit better and maybe design it a little bit better. But in the end, I kind of threw the entire idea overboard and radically changed the painting. And it started with this. I wanted this to be sort of a ruined village, not desert village, of course not jungle village, a ruined jungle village. I thought, why not just put in some ruins, some thrown down buildings. I think it's somewhere after a hurricane, a horrible sight if it's your home. So I started with that, and I add some more rubble and stuff like that, and yeah, in the end it's quite radically changed, but we'll see that when we get there. Just hang on. It's gonna be. I think in the end it turned out to be quite epic, if you ask me. Probably one of my better paintings. It could use some more detail, but yeah, that's my weak point. Uh, Maybe in a year time I will be like, you know what, that painting that I continued after 2.5 years, and that's a year ago now. Let's let's go even further with it. Maybe that's the deal with me. Maybe I should just make paintings and revisit them a year later. Maybe that's just the way to roll now. So you just see me add more rubble, and yeah, I wasn't really sure with the buildings. I tear down the building on the right soon, and eventually I put in a character. He just see me do it. I just had a simple silhouette from the internet, and I will paint over that. And I thought it probably needs a vehicle to get there. Maybe it discovered it just yet, or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's part of a greater expedition. Probably, because why would he wander around all alone in the jungle with his squad vehicle without supplies or anything? At some point I wanted to put boxes on the quad. I thought I need to do that, but now I realize that I forgot to do that, because if he was a lonely adventurer, he probably have all sorts of equipment on that thing, a tent and jerry cans for water and stuff like that. But now he can be a scout of a bigger expedition that's on his way to this lost temple village. At this point I still made it a village. I added some more trees and stuff in the background, and this part, the background was something I wasn't happy with at all. It just didn't really make sense. I thought, you know what, let's try to make a village on a cliffside or something. Let's make it epic, because he's looking at something, and it has to be amazing what he is looking at. So I tried different stuff, adding stuff, removing stuff, getting rid of the house on the right there, because I thought it was in the way a little bit, and yeah, just it took me quite a while to figure out what to do with it. But in the end, I go with a sort of an ancient jungle temple, which doesn't really work well together with the building on the left. But I thought, you know what, maybe there was a research site at some point at this jungle thing, but it has been abandoned, and the buildings that are built as a sort of a temporary camp, the wooden barracks and stuff, have collapsed because of the storms and the time that's been passed. And maybe they are rediscovering this site or something like that. So he is see me change the color quite a bit. I in the end, the color scheme is totally different than the original image, which I think works a lot better. Here I go with this sort of classic orange and blue contrast. I don't know, it's a little bit of a trope and everyone uses it, but it just works so well. In the end, I take it to the extreme. But you will see that you'll probably have seen it from the thumbnail. But in the end, I decided to get sort of that the village type thing there in the middle is gonna, or in the on the right of the character, just or above the character probably, is gonna change into a temple, and that's what we're gonna do now. Just block in sort of a sort of epic Angkor Wat style temple building stuff. It isn't really fully detailed, but it is. I think it's detailed enough that you can see this is probably some important site for an ancient civilization, and that's why there's probably an expedition, or has been an expedition. So I have this story in my head to sort of make sense of what happened there. And there you see the radical change. I decided to go for an orange color scheme in the background and the blue in the foreground. Maybe it's a very low sunset scene where the sun is just shining through trees in the background or something like that. I thought it's kind of cool to have the bright orange, to have the guy look at the bright orange sort of lit ruin. It's still a very rough sort of composition painting. It's not a finished illustration by any means. More a concept art type work. And as I said before, maybe in a year time, or maybe even sooner, I will be like, you know what? Let's take it to the next level, because I love these paintings, these rough sort of. You still have to use your imagination a little bit to see what's going on. I don't know. I'm a sucker for those kind of paintings, the rough concept arty type stuff. But maybe we need to make a fledged out painting at some point in the future. Anyway, this is probably it. Yeah, there's not too much to tell. It's just a painting. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one, which maybe next year. I'm not sure. I will probably do another video to wrap up the year. Anyway, thanks for watching, and bye.